Guys, good evening. It's almost 10:18. I should be sleeping, but I'm here on the streets of YouTube actually trying to count it. And I always say that before I sleep, I must attain a goal. And my goal this month has been to push Live Saga TV to at least 300 subscribers. And of course, we are pulling it. And I hope that, guys, you will continue supporting me. You'll continue bringing your friends around. You'll also share my videos. And also, I hope that I'm trying to do well as a female political analyst here. It's not easy. But then you have to go around the streets of political videos and watch and also listen to what people are saying. So guys, you know very well KHALWALE exploded long ago. If anybody is still thinking that KHALWALE is in the government, they are dreaming. And if he wishes to be there, he wouldn't be going around and yapping. So when you see a politician speaking on the streets, know that there's something wrong. In fact, if they speak and they are speaking so, radically and strongly against the government, know that everything is wrong. They have either been spit out or they are having fights with the government. Because when they have peace, these people, they can actually praise even Satan himself. They'll tell you that Satan himself is the angel. I don't want to compare Satan to God, it can't be, right? But they'll tell you that Satan himself is, the angel, Michael or angel, whatever. So, I think of late people feel like KHALWALE has been kicked out of UDA, even though he feels like he's still the gig, or rather the real G in UDA. Things are just hayway. So one thing that I understand from a close analysis of politicians, if you want to be safe and continue pulling the gold to the table or taking part in the bread eating, or is it a cake? I see gaming, hi. Welcome on board, cheers, and big up to you as the fan number one. So guys, in Kenya, things are cooking. Of course, campaigns have started. If people are not aware of that, they should be aware. I don't think there's any other way. George Fogler, hi there. Hi. Welcome on board. All right. Give me my likes as we start. Actually, I'm targeting 20 likes, at least 20. If you give me 20 likes, I'll be so happy tonight as I go to rest later. But within this analysis, guys, let's follow Bon KHALWALE and see. I'm doing very well. Today it was not very cold as yesterday and the previous day. So I'm doing very well. You can actually see the signs of, a good day. And being a Sunday, when you go to church and we listen to the word, it inspires our day. Thank you for the 2 likes. Lots of appreciation to IC Gaming and George Fogler. And any other person on board, actually, remember to give me my like. I am targeting at least 20 likes today. So guys, as we go through the political analysis, let's have fun here. And if you know anything about the politicians in Kenya, today I'm talking about KHALWALE, but there's more. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Sule, hey, the flag is for which country? This flag looks like it's, which country is this? Japan? Not really. Oh, Germany. Really? Oh, January which is from Germany. How do we greet in the evening? Good night? Good night is supposed to be good night. But then how do we greet, like, say, good evening in German? Oh, that is Thailand. Wow. Oh, guten Abend. Oh, yeah, guten Abend. I've always heard BBTV say that, guten Abend. Oh, guten Abend. January witch. Welcome on board, and you can give me my like. Give me my like on the platform. Just a thumbs up as we continue. Thailand, how do you say hi? Sule, tell us how you normally greet in Thailand. I've ever heard the Thailand dances being performed in one hall, that I was also performing the Korean dances and Indian dances, but I didn't actually see the greeting part. So Suli, give us the greeting for Thailand so that we know. The flag is so sexy. Sawadi, Sawadi, Sawadi ga. Hey, that's very interesting. Sawadi ga. Hey. Yeah, of course, January witch, I am. Great, great. If you watch my, there is a channel I have where I do a lot of dances, music hills. And also when you check me on Facebook, professional, I do a lot of dances, whether it's reggae, whether it's Indian, whether it's bongo, whichever other dances. And I really like it. So Shahul Hamid Kuwait is like, sister, nowhere in the Bible Jesus didn't say, I'm the Lord, worship me like that. Please read Quran translation and come to the truth path. So what are you saying? Shaul is saying that nowhere in the Bible did Jesus say, the Lord worship me like that. Please read Quran translation and come to the truth. Hey, I'm not actually getting the specific demand, like what should I learn from that part? Maybe you can direct me, then I can understand. January, which says we'll definitely check. Yeah, check out on Priska. I normally, that page, Priska Mtwenje. Actually, you'll find that there. My Facebook page. Oh, yeah, so Priska Mtwenje, that's my Facebook page. And when you check that on Facebook, you'll see me there. I do a lot of dances, actually, a lot. Yeah, Thailand, I know Thailand. You know, Thailand, we get rice from there as Kenyans. We get a lot of rice from Thailand, you know. So just check Mutwenje Priska. And of course, the face should be mine, because there might be other people who are there, but I'm really trying to grow on Facebook professional. And I do a lot of dances there. Some commentaries, stories, you know, on that part. So I'm from Kenya, actually. And how is Thailand? I hope you're definitely doing well. So anybody, all right, thank you so much. Thank you. How do we say in Thailand, thank you? Because I know in German we say danke. For January witch, we say danke. But what about in Thailand? How do we say? Maybe you can allow me to understand how you say it, then I can proceed to my reaction in the political world of Kenya. Kukunka, kukunka. That's very interesting. It looks like, how do we call it? It looks like alliteration or a tongue twister, kukunka. Hey, interesting. Yeah, so I've learned Thailand today, the language sawadi for greetings, or sawadiga. Then when you say thank you, you say kukunka. Okay, so kukunka, Sule. So let's go forward with our political aspects. Actually, in Kenya, there's a lot that is burning under the bridge. So Sule, give me a like on my video. I'm waiting for 20 likes today. A thumbs up. January witch, also you can give me a thumbs up. Shahul Hamid Kuwait, you can also give me a thumbs up, brother. I really learn a lot sometimes from the Muslim people. Like recently I was trying to talk about parenting, and I learned something from the Quran on the aspect of children having responsibility on their parents. So I normally don't even choose which religion and whatever. It's more about the ideologies they teach, you know, whether they're Indians, whether they are Muslims, whether they are Christians, whichever teachings, as long as they are positive teachings, that's what matters. So Thailand is a very good country. We really learn a lot from them. Agnes Wangeshi, welcome on board. Agnes is telling me she's a Muslim. Okay, salam alaikum, Agnes Wangeshi. Salam alaikum. Okay. Suli says, I'm really My real name is Tuji. All right, for me it's Priska. So anybody who checks for Priska Mutswenje, the other name is very challenging. You need to really struggle to actually understand how to pronounce it. So if you are checking on Facebook professional to follow and support me, you have to check on Priska Mutswenje. That's my Facebook name. And that is where I do a lot of professional stuff, educating, entertaining, you know. Can I say something in Muslim? Hey, I just know salam alaikum, then alaikum salam wa barakati wa ta'ala. All right. For you, let me say maybe God should bless you, actually Agnes Wangeshi. It's a dedication to go to somebody's platform and watch what they are doing and actually support them. So Agnes Wangeshi, thank you so much. Welcome on board. And you can give me a thumbs up. Suli, I'm still waiting for a thumbs up. Then you've written a different Thailand. Hey, what language is that? You know. Oh, well, Agnes Wangeshi is saying not Muslim. But you said you are a Muslim up there. Suli is saying it's my alphabet. So hey, alphabet in Thailand, that's how it's written. I did some Japanese, some little Japanese. I'm not very perfect in it, but I can understand one or two things. So you normally used to see the Chinese aspects, the kanji. But for Thailand, I didn't go through it so much. All right. Priska. Yeah, that's my name. And the other one is very complex. Actually, you may never understand. Mutswenje. Very complex. But when you go to Facebook, you will see actually that. And you will see my work on what I do as a dancer and all that. Agnes Wangeshi is like, can you say Naija? Naija or nigger? No, I hope it's Naija. But if it's nigger is an abusive word. I don't like using it, Agnes. I believe it's abusive, right? When you use the word nigger. Okay, so January, which I hope you've got the name, Priska, and it goes alongside Mutswenje. You may not get another person with the same name unless they are from my family. And of course, when you check and you've seen my face here, you'll automatically understand and follow my Facebook and support me. I'm trying to grow on Facebook professional because you people understand it's now an earning also. And we really need to, you know, struggle around everywhere because Kenya is not Kenyering. It's a dry land. Walikuwa wanasema Nairobi is the shamba la mawe, but lately Kenya everywhere is shamba la mawe. Like you try everything, but things are tough actually in Kenya because the president warned us earlier. He said that we should either go to prison, go to heaven, or move out of the country, and we didn't hear. But if things come up, we will be going automatically. But let's do what we can do while we are here. So guys, Boni KHALWALE, all of you know that he's a great political individual who has been with the government in UDA for a very long time. And now he's here struggling on the streets and trying to draw people's attention. We had a lot the previous week and then last week. The previous week he was there trying to say that he's addressing the president, telling him what to do. And then now he went ahead and said that things may not be good for the government. He was actually supporting the aspect of one term indirectly. And I think these things have really not occurred well with our president. And he's been pushed out of the UDA WhatsApp groups. Very shocking, right? But that's expected of, you know, in any society, leave alone even the government. Any society and even any corporate world, when you are working somewhere and you're not actually complying to their demands, you are not bootlicking, you are not doing everything they want, they'll obviously kick you out of their WhatsApp. And that's what happened to KHALWALE. I really expected that. It's not coming by shock for me. I expected that. There's no way somebody will come up talking against the government and the government, then they remain there. We've seen Gloria Oroba, haven't we? We saw, who else? We saw this guy that is now walking around with Gachagua. We have seen so many. So he was also expected to be kicked out. So let's listen to him here, good people. And I hope you've not gone away yet. I'm still expecting you here, and I'm still expecting 20 likes, guys. Don't let me down. We only have 2 likes so far. Remember to give me more likes. Sule, January Witch, Agnes Wangeshi, Shahul Hamid went away from Kuwait, I believe. From Kuwait. From Adam to Solomon, Dawood, Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad are messengers to one Lord Allah. Oh, so Shahul here is coming up as a very good Kathy, you know, teaching us about the Quran. I like learning from everything. Even if you bring the Indian book and begin teaching me, I'll listen. You bring the Muslim Quran, teach me and listen, because every scripture, we don't know. At the end of the day, Allah matters, right? It's God who matters. Whichever route anybody uses, but as long as we are worshiping one God, that's what matters. So, silent guy, don't go away, Suli. Your flag is very interesting, very beautiful, actually. IC Gaming, you said you're going away. George Fogle just said hi and left, but thank you for coming to the platform all the same. So let's listen to Khalwale here, guys.
Even when they hold meetings, I'm a member of the National Executive Council of UDA, but when they call those meetings, they don't even bother to call me. I have refused to accept that lawyers don't count. I am saying in 2027, Vana Babaluya, this time will be counted and they will be known. Even when they hold meetings, I'm a member of the National Executive Council of UDA, but when they call those meetings, they don't even bother to call me. The truth of the matter.
Guys, ladies and gentlemen, Agnes Wangeshi, I hope you're still in the house. Jeroru Wich, Suli, and everybody else, big up to you. So, guys, you can actually read the face of Bonnie Khalwale, even though he's putting on sunglasses. Maybe there were tears in his eyes. Who knows? No wonder he put on sunglasses, because I've seen Khalwale seeing very well without eyeglasses. But today he was in sunglasses. Guys, it is ginger. When ginger is hot, you will actually cry, you know. So the ginger is coming from the government. If the president has decided that they have to kick him out of UDA WhatsApps, they have also to mute on him in meetings, then there is nothing he will do. He will keep complaining to the citizens, wishing. That is actually a common feeling even in a marriage. For example, if it breaks down, somebody's like, that guy is not going to last for a month. That woman is not going to make it. She will desperately become, an old hag. That is a common feeling for human beings. When you are disoriented, when you are kicked out, most times that's what we do. We go about complaining. Sometimes we may be genuine, sometimes ingenuine, but I don't actually sympathize for Khalwale. Only that what are the repercussions for the government? Will it count that he's walked out or he has been kicked out? Of course, he's not walking out. Maybe he did walk out by his tongue. They say the tongue is a small thing, but it really matters what it carries, you know. So, of course, Khalwale must have been alienated long ago. Then he began to bark so much loudly that now the UDA itself felt like he's a liability instead of an asset. So, ladies and gentlemen, they turned the back on him and he's out here barking. And remember, guys, when Malala, hey, it has just made me remember when Malala was being fought on Echoes of War, the play that was very controversial from Butere Mias. Do you remember that Khalwale was there trying to defend the government? Things came falling down not long ago. And in fact, there is somebody who came out and said, when you see the war against Malala, even that play and whatever, it is not just the government. It is somebody within Kakamega. Now he's here saying that he has refused to say that the Luya votes don't count or the Luya numbers don't count. The reality on the ground, I've actually been in Luya, and the population there is very high. However, the aspect of so many sub-tribes divides Luyas in a way that sometimes they cannot unite in one voice and vote for one person. I don't know whether the narrative can change. If it changes, then we can change the story. But that is the reality I've seen. You will find during some moments, people are saying we are Tiriki, we are Marama, we are Marach, we are Wanga, we are Kabras, we are the Batoto, we are the Bukusu, we are the Maragoli, we are the, you know, they'll even go to sub-groups that we've never known. And I hope that what KHALWALE is saying is not just a wish, but on the ground, maybe things will happen that actually they stand as one. The reason why people say that Luya votes can't count, they're always divided, actually. Very divided all the time. All the time. So KHALWALE came out saying something of that sort, and of course he was trying to justify that he has been pushed out. Now let's get to hear more here. The advertisements. Hey. Yeah, so let's play another part here.
Wakasema kwamba ikiwa mnataka tupate kura ya Waluya Kakamega, wewe KHALWALE mfanye kazi na Malala wa ANC. Kijana yangu yuko hapa. Nikasema sawa. Wakaniambia namba 2, tunataka wewe wajia Malala kwa sababu Mudavadi anataka gavana wa Kakamega awe wa ANC. Nikaambia president, kama ni hiyo, kwa sababu ninataka wote tutembee pamoja, sitajitakia, basi wacha mimi nichukue senator na Malala atafute kiti ya gavana. Nikafanya hivyo. Nemba analoyali ku president, nemba analoyali ku Mudavadi, nemba analoyali ku yenzi Abaluya. Shenda kasasa. Sasa ndio ningependa president wa Kenya asikie vizuri sana. Vile Barasa alifikiri kilo ya Malala iko chini, na mtomboliza. Sasa na Nyanga, Malala, we want to help you, and I tell you, I met Mudavadi Prime Minister, I met Wetangula, Speaker of the National Assembly. Nikikuambia kwamba tembea vizuri na mimi, tembea karibu na Ruto, vile amekupatia bendera bila portfolio wakati tunashinda kura 2027. Nataka upewe wizara ya michezo, usimamie watoto, mpira, nini. Tunataka tutembeze nchi yetu.
Hey. What is this? What is this? You know, the politics, political game is a political game indeed. It's like somebody in the field trying to gamble for a ball. So KHALWALE on the first point is saying he has been left out of everything, the executive aspect of UDA. At the same time, he now comes and tells Malala should walk around him so that he acquires seats in the government. And you know the government is talking about, he's still talking about Ruto's government. So is he trying to downplay us in one way or another? We do not know. But there is something fishy here, right? Let's just listen to what Lekwanyi thinks.
These events. The man who should have played a bigger role in organizing that event, the 2 events, in Kakamega County and in Busia County, should have been none other than Boni KHALWALE. Because Boni KHALWALE is the majority whip in the Senate. And you know the work of a whip is the...
Okay, so when we listen at Lekwanyi believes that there is a foul play here. Instead of organizing the event that were in Busia and Kakamega, KHALWALE was out of the entire thing. He was watching from a distance. We normally say sitting on the fence as a spectator, watching everything happening under his feet, you know. Have you ever sat somewhere, then somebody pulls the carpet under your feet? That's exactly what KHALWALE experienced yesterday during the 2 events that were in Kakamega, guys. Now let's go to this part before I go to the NGANYAs, the George RUTO'S NGANYAs. Hey.
Institution, including CAS, including Prime Cabinet Secretary. It is not in the Constitution of Kenya, Mr. Speaker, including officers of First Ladies, including, Mr. Speaker, advisors. If advisors are useful, then what David Lee is doing is not advice, is misadvice. According to the Constitution of Kenya, the responsibility ya kupitisha, ya kufanyia amendment ya finance bill haiko katika mikono ya Senate, iko katika mikono ya National Assembly. The proposals that are being made for purpose of amending the finance bill, members of the National Assembly must listen to it. This country is not going away. If you wanted to build a project in a period of 3 years, and it is forcing you to tax mwananchi more, there's nothing wrong in you spreading it out. You build the project in 5 years so that you tax mwananchi less. I'm confident that next week Parliament will unlock this. In fact, I'm going to speak on TV. I see how Fred Ikana will go.
Have you seen there sometimes when you are actually benefiting from a system, you are expected to shut up or speak softly. Now, KHALWALE came out as a very controversial individual according to the government, and that is why they have pushed him out of the UDA WhatsApp groups. We've seen these situations happening to many people, not just him. Gloria Roba experienced it. Why am I forgetting this guy whose son was, the son was actually held up until he went to see the president face to face. This guy, I think most of you know him, and many other people. We've seen them being kicked out. So when he began to speak actively in the way we can see here, he knew automatically he would be kicked out and he would not be involved in matters of executive anymore. So when he comes now to talk about it, like at the first part of the video, when he talks about the fact that he's not being engaged, he is trying to build a platform on which once he forms a party or begins to campaign otherwise, people will not question. And that is why I told you that in Kenya, campaigns have started. Campaigns have started. People don't wait in Kenya. After election, fallout start, and people, because of selfish interest for leadership, or rather expectations that were never met on their table, they begin now to push their agenda in any other way. And does KHALWALE really want to tell us that in reality, he is a gig in Western? Is he the real G in Western? Let's say when you talk about Kakamega, Busia, Bungoma, Kitale, is he the real G? Because from what he's saying here, if you have listened to his speeches, that's what he's trying to prove, that he's the one who has been crowning all the people that you have seen from the Luhya nation coming out as leaders. Now let's get to the NGANYA, guys. If you know, you know. Let's get to the NGANYA. And we had different reactions, actually. I saw a different reaction from Maverick. So let's see the reaction of Maverick towards the George RUTO'S NGANYA. If you missed out, remember the president's son has bought several NGANYA's buses. And those buses have very loud music. It is also indicated that they violate all the rules and no one will question, you know, allegedly, according to the information given. In fact, during the day I watched something and somebody was like, I'll not be afraid, I'll question it and I'll pull it. And I was like, you don't know what you're talking about, because automatically with our country, where power matters more than law, this person will find themselves elsewhere. You know, we know what happened to that police officer that was making a lot of noise. Are you actually hearing from him anymore? Even if he's saying, he's just giving, you know, a cry that cannot be answered. Because what matters is the leaders or those in power, and what they decide carries the day, unfortunately. Unfortunately, guys, if you're supporting me from Thailand, I have those who are supporting me from Kuwait, I have those who are supporting me from South Africa and India and elsewhere. That is the reality in Kenya. So let's get to that part because I had opened that earlier. And then we see what people are saying. We can start with Maverick. Maverick was actually abusing the young people, saying that they are celebrating. They went to celebrate as robots the installment of these vehicles, yet they are going to be jobless. They'll suffer as time goes by, you know. So let's check on what she said before we proceed. And really there's a lot on the streets, a lot. Only that now we cannot handle everything at a go. So let's get here. Be patient with me. Sometimes you get to have interruption. Thank you for the 4 likes. Anybody who is coming in the house, because I can't see people chatting. But if you come in the house, actually give me a like, share my videos, subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed to it, and we proceed. Now let's look at this. This was the first, I looked at it as the third reaction, but I'll begin with it here. So let's look at this. All right, here it goes.
So George Ruto has added another Nganya to his collection of toys. Nice. Okay? Inaitwa mood. If you, I don't know, without risk, there's no story. Which risk? Which risk has George Ruto ever taken in this life? Whether that hairy thing is the only son that Deacon is punching baggers with Kasongo. Nick, your way of black eye mistress. Mamake inasemekana ni that former CS whose nudes is littered all over social media. Now, do you know how much it costs to purchase one Nganya? Forget pimping those rides, just the body. Alafu, wewe, a jobless, hopeless, helpless, hapless graduate cannot even get an ID without coughing 2K. And George Ruto has like 18 Nganyas littered all over Nairobi. And the best part, they go about flouting and breaking every traffic rule in the book. Now, ukiandamana, because young people also want to thrive and not just survive, Babake tells police to shoot you. So, alitengeneza dunda to celebrate Nganya CBD, and zombies went to celebrate. Manze Ruto akirudi 2027, it's us who would have enabled that fucking thieving killer. Bro, I'm barely okay, man. You also want loans and circles. Yata nye mnunue Nganya. Nasi 500 Bob Hustler Fund. I mean, afu unapata chokora ina panua hiyo mdomo yake chafu kama kamisi ya mama yake. Ati Ruto COVID tena. Na unaishi single room ghetto. Unatembea na toothpick because bado unatoa nyama kwa meno yenye ulikula December.
Guys, Maverick Aoko came out to talk a lot of stuff. You know, talking about the funding of the Nganyas. According to her, allegedly, it is the father who funded the Nganyas because this son cannot afford that. Who knows the truth? Those of you who know the truth can share. Maverick went ahead to say that these vehicles are flouting rules. All the rules, of course, I've ever seen. There's a time I also saw, were they some cars which allegedly were related to Uhuru Kenyatta when he was the president. And of course, those vehicles are feared by the traffic police. They cannot question them. They cannot even make them stop. And so the drivers in those vehicles know that. And so they do anything that they can imagine on the world, using crossroads, you know. They can go left and right. They can turn in the city on any street and run around and get to Thika Road if they want, or Jogoo Road, or whichever road they want to get to, as long as they move ahead. Now, of course, these vehicles will be the best in Nairobi. And of course, I saw one reaction from somebody saying that young people will be going for these vehicles, we like it or not. Why? Because they like the kind of music. Let me just check for it. They'll be going for them, we like it or not, because those vehicles will be the most fresh. Let's just check for it, guys. Be patient with me. You know, we can't rush through this. This is hard stuff. Hey, and of course I saw those girls that were dancing. I saw them, they were so excited. Let me just check on this. Yeah, here it is. I'm going to show you this stuff. Of course, the launching itself, briefly. And then we go to another reaction, because I saw another fella reacting to the same. And we can move ahead. But Maverick, really, hey, it's indeed Maverick. She has come out blaming those who are celebrating the zombies. She has called them zombies, those who went to celebrate the buses. And you've seen the titles. She's called them jobless, hapless, hopeless, helpless. Hey, spare a luo on vocabulary, man. So she has come out to say the shenanigans that were really celebrating will suffer for everything, and they'll be answerable for whatever people will face. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's come to the launching. If you saw it, you saw. If you missed on it, let's check on this. And people are like, high-tech matatu mood for Embakasi route. So, for those of you who have lived in Embakasi, because I once lived on Embakasi sides, it has only been having two kind of buses. Metro, I think, and there was another bus known as what? It was painted green and yellow. If anybody has ever been on Embakasi Road, you know those vehicles. And those vehicles, of course, were related to Uhuru Kenyatta, if I'm not wrong, at that time. I don't know whether there are stories to kill the day, but that was it. But now this one, he came out to announce openly, so it's not a rumor. It's not a rumor. The son of the president has 14 buses, and you are going to see them, which have been launched to en route, Embakasi route. High-tech matatus. And they are not just 12-seater. No. Is it 42-seater or 30-something, 36? Let's just check on it together with you. Here they are. Have you seen that? Where? That should be a 42-seater possibly. All right, you saw what you saw, right? So those are high-tech matatus. Now see matatu ya 12-seater. It's about a 42-seater or something. You've seen the big nganyas, you know? So they'll be ferrying people from town to Embakasi. And that route, a lot of people stay there because it's near the airport. You know, there is also a train there. It is also a peaceful place than many other slum areas in Nairobi, you know. So a lot of people stay there and they'll use it. They'll use it. Now let's get to a reaction. There was a reaction here. Let's get to a reaction that I saw, a funny one. Give me time, just be patient with me. Actually, I'm really trying. There was somebody who reacted in a funny way that I was actually attracted to. I think it's this.
Yesterday and this morning, social.
What do you have to say? Because I know some people are here and they have thoughts, they have reactions. Yeah, Real Badman said people are celebrating the president's son launching a matatu? Question mark 4. Let me just show you this one. We are never leaving that hood.
It's not just about a matatu. It's.
Let's get to another reaction elsewhere. I think I really found some funny reaction somewhere. That's what I actually am looking for. This one here. Hey, this is the launching itself actually. The launching process.
It's a beautiful Friday evening, and we are live at KICC for the official launch of the new NGANYA in town mode. What is the mood this Friday? For me, it's the NGANYA mode. Right now, as you can see behind me, these are the real die-hard fans. Matatu culture, Matuana culture is back to the world. Let's go. Unaitwa nani? Deno ni Deno. Deno Mili. So, we are having the launch of Matatu, new Matatu NGANYA. Mood yako kwanza ni gani? Mood yangu. Unaona tu mood yangu iko aina iko juu. Mood iko juu. Nasema mood siku zote. Kana Ruto. Unakwambia ni wow. Nakwambia mood sasa hivi wewe. Iko na vitu nyuma. Nakwambia mood sasa hivi unakwambia. Nadova. Wewe gari iko na sana wewe. Wewe gari ni mood lakini one time. Gari imeset standards inakuja na mixer, sawa? Alafu kitu ya pili inakuja na sola, sawa? Alafu kitu ya tatu inakuja na bakesi watu wangu. Alafu sawa? Alafu wewe ngoja. Tumesema ukikapo mbele kwa ujuko MC Buda, huwezi kaa mbele, sawa? Ndio ni MC. Ngoja, ajenda si MC, hadi MC. Sawa. Nakwambia bosi ama mwakufika bei. Bosi tunashukuru. Launch kai. Top shota. Umesikia huko ndani kuna nini?
Kuna kila kitu. Kuna kila kitu. Kila kitu iko. Kuna sola. Kuna DJ atakuwa.
Hapa pale. Ku keep memory tu. Inanga ile.
Hii malalo nasikia kuna vitu mingi sana. Umesikia kuna nini? Kange kokoyo gari.
So guys, that was the mood among the youth, huh? But some of them turning political and saying one term. Oh, now let's get to have the reactions. How did people react to this? I saw very funny reactions, but let me just check on this one. These are different reactions.
Siko hivi mjama, kama unajua ni crew wayo dinga mjama, fuateni tu sheria, mkioka road fuateni sheria, dinga zingine zikipita maeria kaini nazo poa kwa barabara, alafu pia mafedi ama traffic muwaheshimu, msiende ku
Buda yezi rudisha profit hata miaka 3 au miaka 4. Unafai kujua difference manze, msienda huko zo mpotee manze. Mnafai kuloni kitu moja manze. Tuwanyoka ni nyoka bado.
Sidhani kama kuna mtu yote yako against matatu culture, ama kama mnasemasia tuna culture haina mambo, lakini kitu watu wanasema ni how can you spend 14 million kwa matatu moja alafu nyinyi wote mmekuja kuilaunch keeping in mind the apple doesn't fall far from a tree. Na hakuna shule itawafunza hiyo. Tangu lini ushaiona an apple ikifall far from its tree? Hizi mati ni za George Ruto na kila mtu anajua. Hakuna venye mtu atakuja kukwambia ati hii ni pesa yenye alitoa kwa nani? Budake. Ama nganya zake zote. Akuja tupe ikifika zile masaa za campaign. Taza kwa nice mbaya sana kama nice biscuits. Anyway, ndo mambo yangu jo.
Wajamaa Wakenya ni wakora, alafu kwa ground mambo ni different. Wajasta walikuwa wamejanoma wakisema ati ule mtu wa number 1 anakam launch nganya. So Wajasta wakasema hawatokelezei. Mjamaa umeona ile crowd ilikuwa pale KCC jana. Mimi nakwambia ni bulanda mjamaa. Mtandao na ground ni vitu mbili tofauti, mimi nakwambia.
What? Because if already Kenyans in their anger, they are burning supermarkets and stoning the houses and clubs of those perceived to be supporting the president. What about if they get a direct link to vent their anger? Why am I saying this? Because it's a known fact of the entire industry, kuna kuwaga na a lot of accidents. Utasikia mtu amekuwa hit pale, either because of carelessness, negligence, or other factors that zinafanya mtu agongwe. Sasa imagine already people have already formed in their mind that kuna matatu zimekuja na hakuna mtu anaweza ziuliza because they belong to a son of a president. Alafu kitu mbaya happen, igonge mtu. I'm telling you, utaenda kuokota hiyo matatu hapo ikiwa scrap kama imechomo into ashes. I'm not a pessimist. Na mimi sina wivu. I'm not those guys who are saying a son of a president should not invest in such an industry. He should invest in renewable energy, in international deals. No.
So guys, you've heard the different feelings, how people went in tantrums, others talking about reality. I don't know whether some of them were philosophical or realistic, because you've heard some of them saying the amount of money that has been spent. Some are saying, I don't know how many millions to buy the one, but they have bought. And people feel like that money belongs to them. Others feel like Kenyans have been cheating about one term, but the reality is that when they saw the launching of that NGANYA, they went to the KICC and they were littering the street and nothing bad happened. Even though we saw in one of the interviews, some of them shouting one term, but is it a reality? So some are like the internet telling us different, but on the ground it's different. Maybe it's a launch that is actually teaching or rather telling Ruto the reality that people may still vote for him. Another reality is that some people fear that if these vehicles continue to flout rules, they'll be stepping against others. Because, guys, if you have ever lived in Nairobi, because I lived in Nairobi, Githurai, KHALWALE, and if you realize that some vehicles can actually get whichever way to drop you at your gate, you people will normally just say that some people are lawless. But Kenyans, we are lawless inside out. Most times, if we realize that we can get such a car or way that will drop us at your door without jam, those are the vehicles people will go for. Those are the vehicles people will go for. So, to tell you the truth, if this NGANYA known as mood will be able to, go against all the laws and drive people to Embakasi without a traffic jam, I swear today, watch out. These are the vehicles people will go for. So if people are going to go for them, then what is your expectation? What is your expectation? Some other vehicles will be pushed out of business. The other thing is that you've actually seen the young people, especially the Gen Z. They are so happy that these kind of vehicles have all the IT and they have all the provisions and, the music, the DJ, the space, all sorts of stuff. So what is going to happen? People will be queuing for these vehicles. Another thing is that I'm very sure a theory of employment will come out and they'll be talking about they have employed maybe how many DJs, 14 DJs, or maybe 28 if they do day and night or in shifts. Drivers maybe also 28, and the makangas 28. So 28 by 3, we can estimate at the approximate, that rationalizes to 120 guys. And then that narrative is sold all over, and then what? You have also heard this guy talking about the fact that there's a probability if anything happens, then people might burn them up. But that, I don't know. If people were shot, even when they are not rioting against or burning the real vehicles but planted vehicles. What would happen if in reality such vehicles would be banned? It would be hell. It would be bodies littering the streets. And so people are like, some are saying we are not pessimists, but we are not prophets of doom. We are not this, but this is going to happen. That is going to happen. Guys, campaigns have started. These Nganyas will even be used to do campaigns also. They are going to be a tool to actually transport even voters. They'll be used for people who will be moving from one place to another. They'll be used during the road shows. So don't be in for a shock, because these are the realities you're going to face. As far as somebody was saying that George has not been in politics as his father, somebody has said in this video that an apple does not fall far from the tree. Another one has said that a child of a snake is a snake. I once heard a Luo proverb which says, "Thuol and thuol." Yeah? So, of course, the reality is that at the end of the day, the expectations may not be, maybe, we don't know. I don't know whether it will be all good or all bad. But let's watch the show. Let's watch the show. Because actually, that's the reaction of some of the Kenyans towards the mood. But then what will be real on the ground? I hope by Monday, that's tomorrow, they'll begin to ply on the route. And so let's wait to see what will be coming, because I know this is going to become part of the story, you know. And of course, into the political war, Safaricom has found itself in the midst of the war. And it's not just today. It began, I think, 2 years ago, where many citizens began to feel like Safaricom is collaborating on matters to do with spying them, getting information on personal space, you know, location and all that. So, of course, if you've checked the on the internet lately, you've seen a lot of bloggers talking about people shifting from Safaricom to Airtel. How true is this, or how realistic is it? Because I've seen maybe only the parts where many people are into Airtel, it's Nyanza. But the rest of the country, many people still are very loyal to Safaricom. And that's why they keep replacing the lines with Safaricom. They keep transacting money, whether international or within, from, you know, Safaricom, through Safaricom and all those services. So we are yet to see what may happen, but that is the current political nature that is forming up. And also the politics of attack on ODM, you know. Before elections, ODM was a very, very strong party, or rather umbrella. However, lately it has turned out that a lot of people are believing that there's a fall on it, yeah, with a lot of UDA MPs attacking Raila himself, and some of the members of that party trying to deflect and not want a direct association with them. For some of you who heard Wanyonyi indicated recently that even though he's going to vie for the gubernatorial seat, he's not going to vie under ODM as such. Even though he will be using that party, he's going to vie as an individual. So some people are already running away and calling themselves independent candidates, you know. So we've taken almost 54 minutes here. And I think at the beginning, people are very active, participating. And we're expecting that maybe tomorrow, as we do more into political analysis, especially this aspect of Safaricom and ODM and some other shenanigans, people will be actively participating, you know. So thank you for your participation. Thank you for your presence. And we hope that as we continue growing with the target we had for this month, it was 300, at least 300 subscribers, as we move ahead to a target of more than that, 1,000 and more. So let's continue keeping the game. Subscribe to the channel, like the videos, share, and let's hope for the best. But politics is politicking, not just in Kenya, but remember Togo is on the line, Tanzania is on the line, Uganda is on the line, Cote d'Ivoire is on the line, Cameroon is also on the line. So we have a lot of elections going on in Africa. Jamaica also is active, Wagwan. Jamaica very active, a lot of people in Jamaica on the streets, JLP for you, PNP for you, and a lot of talk around the buses that operate in the villages and not actually in the village, but rural Jamaica. So the rural Jamaica has had a lot of problems with students suffering to go to school, and so the proposal was to have these buses. And I hope that you saw my video on this, and I'll be doing something on Jamaica tomorrow. Because guys, everything around us matters. The politics around us are just as important as that within. Yeah, so guys,